Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be lucky with the money, while others struggle to close the accounts at the end of the month, even working nonstop? The answer is not at chance, but in a set of principles, wisdom, and habits that are transmitted from generation to generation. In Jewish culture, for example, intelligent finance management is seen as a form of respect for oneself and others, not out of greed, but by discipline and strategy. Since I was a child, I heard my grandmother say that money is like water. If you don't know how to direct it, it will run down between your fingers. At the time, I didn't understand the meaning of it, but today I know that this phrase sums up a philosophy of life. In my family, talking about money has never been taboo. On the contrary, we learn that true wealth does not arise by chance, but it is built through conscious choices and well structured habits. Many people believe that getting rich is a matter of luck, winning the lottery, or finding the perfect opportunity, but the reality is different. Wealth is born in the way we think and act. The difference between those who thrive and who lives in the squeezes in one attitude: the rich control money, while the poor are controlled by him. It sounds simple, but this distinction changes everything. Today, I will share with you 15 principles I observed in practice. I applied it to my life and saw transforming the financial reality of many people. They are not abstract theories, but concrete lessons that teach you how to create lasting wealth, able to benefit you and your family for decades. And for you to understand the power of these ideas, I will reveal a key secret from now on. Discipline is worth more than talent, and investing in yourself yields much more than any financial application. You may be wondering, does that really work? I can guarantee yes. I saw ordinary people, without special contacts or gifts, change their lives by adopting these principles. It all starts with a change of mindset. See opportunities where others see problems and treat money as a tool, not as an end in itself. These 15 guidelines are not magic formulas, but strategies proven for time. Each is a step towards financial freedom the moment you stop working for money and make the money work for you. And in the end, I will give you a practical tip that you can apply today to start taking control of your finances. If so far you thought the rich have just been lucky, get ready to review your concepts. Wealth is not only measured by what you have, but for what you do with what you have. And these principles will show you how to turn simple habits into extraordinary results. Let's go to the 15 pillars that support the construction of wealth. First, money requires organization. As a teenager, my grandmother gave me a notebook to write down every expense and every gain. I found it silly, but over time I realized that, without control, money disappears without trace. Who plans, directs, who ignores, loses. Second, invest in knowledge. My first important purchase was not an object, but a business book. The return of this investment surpassed any material good. Who stops learning, pays the price of ignorance. Third, avoid unnecessary debts. An acquaintance borrowed to buy a new cell phone. A year later, still paid interest for an outdated device. Debts only make sense if they generate more wealth. Otherwise, they are currents that imprison. Fourth, think in the long run. My parents didn't just plan for the following year, but for the next generations. Solid investments are slow to bear fruit, but ensure stability in the future. Fifth, patience is a virtue. Many give up projects because they do not see immediate results. True wealth belongs to those who persist, even when the path seems slow. Sixth, start small, but start. My first negotiation was with little money, but every successful step gave me experience and confidence. Capital is gradually built, not overnight. Seventh, see beyond appearances. In times of crisis, many see only difficulties. I learned to identify chances of buying assets at low prices or starting new ventures. The money favors who is attentive. Eighth, focus on creating value. In my first business, I understood that, if the product were useful, profit would come naturally. Those who run after money often lose even what they already have. Ninth, accumulate assets, not expenses. Wealth is not salary, but equity, real estate, investments, business that generates passive income. My first experience was to buy an apartment to rent today. Yields and values. 10th, ask guidance. I always sought advice from those who have already achieved success. Many think this is weakness, but the sage learns from who knows. And these are just the first steps. Each of these principles is a piece of a puzzle that, when mounted, reveals the way to financial independence. The rest of the story and the final tip that will change your relationship with money you will know throughout this journey. Say with me, because what goes ahead can transform your bank account not only, but your way of seeing the world. Learn from the experience of others so as not to repeat the same mistakes. This is one of the biggest advantages of those who study success, save time, energy, and resources. Why stumble on the same stones if others have tread the way before you? Rule 11. Separate expenses and revenues. My mother had a simple but powerful habit. She shared all the money that went into three clear categories: essential expenses, investments, and leisure. This method is not about restriction, but about clarity. When you know exactly where each reel goes, avoid spending more than it can and creates room for what really matters. Financial discipline is not a punishment. It is the freedom of not living in the red dot. Rule 12. Generosity returns multiplied. There is a millennial principle among peoples who dominate the art of prosperity. Help others. Share knowledge and resources, not because you are rich, but because you build confidence and connections. I saw this in practice by extending my hand to friends, family, or even strangers, whether with advice, an opportunity, or material support. Doors open that no money could buy. Strategic generosity is not blind charity. It is investing in relationships that in the future can become partnerships. Business or even safeguards at difficult times. Rule 13. Learn how to manage risks. Money likes calculation, not bets. I never put all my economies in a single business or investment. Manageable risk means three things: 1. Diversify. Do not depend on a single source of income. 2. Analysis before investing. Understand the pros, cons, and emergency exits. 3. Small-scale testing. Start with values that do not compromise your assets. I saw bright people lose everything by ignoring this rule. A single mistake without safety network can delete years of work. Already those who dominate the art of calculated risk builds fortune without fear of stumbling. Rule 14. Seek sources of income constantly. Rich people do not depend on a salary or a single business. My most prosperous friends have something in common: they are always creating. They invest in real estate, open parallel companies, develop profitable skills, or explore market niches. Money is like water, needs to circulate. Those who leave him standing in an account or a single project risk seeing him evaporate with inflation or a crisis. Rule 15. Discipline surpasses inspiration. I met people full of genius ideas who never got out of paper, and I met others with limited resources who built simple empires because they acted every day. Motivation is passing, the discipline permanent. A small monthly investment deposit, a daily hour studying the market, an updated spending worksheet are these invisible habits that, over time, create visible results. Each of these rules is not theory, it is living experience. I saw families turn debts into heritage, children of immigrants to build legacies, and ordinary people become cunning investors. The secret: consistent application. No matter where you live, how much you earn, or where it leaves. What matters is starting today with what you have done. In the next part, I will show how these rules connect in an integrated system, forming the mindset of those who really enrich. And I will give you practical tips for applying tomorrow without excuses. Because knowledge without action is like a car without fuel. Beautiful, but it does not lead anywhere. So far, we have traveled away from understanding the power of money to dominating the 15 rules that multiply wealth. If you have reached this point, it's already ahead of 90% of people because you really want to learn. Let's go to the final insights that will make all the difference. 1. Wealth begins in the mind. I know people who earn millions and have never been rich. Why? Because they confused having money to know how to use it. Money is a tool, and like any tool, it requires skill. Those who do not learn to invest, save, and protect their assets are bound to restart each crisis. 2. Discipline. Motivation. Ideas are cheap. Execution, no. Motivation disappears. The routine, no. Those who build fortune do not expect being inspired to act. Plan, invest, and repeat even on bad days. My grandparents were not rich overnight. They planted, fell, and harvested for decades. 3. Intelligent generosity opens doors. Help, share, build relationships, but wisely. It is not about donating everything, but of creating value to others. I have seen entrepreneurs gain contracts, partnerships, and even help at simple critical moments because they were generous at the right time. Money circulates where there is confidence. 4. Manage risks as a professional. Wealth is not just to win, it is not to lose. I saw young people inherit fortunes and break in 2 years for lack of planning. Others, with little, grew because they diversified, researched, and avoided traps. A good investor does not fear the risk, he dominates. And the secret that no one tells. Start today. Do not expect the salary to increase, the economy improve, or the right time. The right time is now. Write down your spending for a week. Buy an investment book. Open an automatic savings account. Offer help someone without expecting anything in return. Small actions today are the foundations of your tomorrow. A personal story to inspire you. When I started my first business, I had no capital, only hunger and the 15 rules. I worked 14 hours a day, studied at night, missed and adjusted. In 2 years, a modest project has become an income generating machine. The most valuable was not the money, but the knowledge. If I had not applied these rules, it would still be in the same place. Wealth is not magic. It is math plus mindset. No matter your starting point, what matters is White to adopt the right habits, even small. White be disciplined even when no one sees. White help others because life rewards those who build. White act today because tomorrow it may be late. Your next step to apply now. Choose a rule from this list and put it into practice in the next 24 hours. For example, if you choose invest in knowledge, buy a course or book today. If you are planning spending, download a finance app and record everything this week. If you prefer, create new sources of income. List 3 skills you can monetize. Small steps, repeated, create giant results. Wealth is not just about money, it's about freedom to choose how to live, to protect your family, to make dreams come true. By adopting these rules, you are not just enriching, it is building a legacy. If this content has resonated with you, if you want practical strategies to invest, undertake, and accelerate your financial independence, follow the next videos. I will share small how to invest even with little money, tested strategies. Small secrets to create businesses from scratch without depending on luck. Small errors that destroy heritage and how to avoid them. Remember, the fortune smiles to those who act, not for those who only want. Today is the first day of your new relationship with money. What are you going to do with him?